Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. So, I left you off last time working on the header, and bam, driver's side, wastegate, turbo, passenger side, done, wastegate, turbo. Passenger side ended up being kind of a pain. Ended up being quite a bit of a mess in there. So, that's all done. Everything up here that I can do for right now is done. Probably shouldn't have learned how to TIG weld on stainless right away and got it done, but figured out that stainless warps pretty good. It didn't turn out too bad. It did not turn out too bad. So I just got the wastegates welded on this morning. That's going pretty good. Got a few more parts in. I got a bunch of parts for the 63 in. I got a mess right now because I was cleaning this morning. Real disaster in here after getting those headers done. LMC truck came through. We got bench seat rebuild kit. I got new gaskets for the windows, and got the new front windshield, the gaskets for the front and back windshield. We got quite a few things going here for that. So hopefully we'll be getting back onto that here soon. Today's project that I'm hoping to get done is that bad boy. So I at least want to get it narrowed today. Try to get it into a point that I can do it, get it to where it needs to be to fit in the Sonoma. If you don't remember, this is a 4.9-inch. Center section's right there. That had a 350 with a limited slip in it already. So I got 411 gears for it. I do have back braces for the 9-inch. Don't remember where I put them off the top of my head, but they're here somewhere. So we'll get those welded hopefully on today. The big thing is going to be just cutting off all the brackets and cleaning it up, and then getting it measured out and cut to where I need it. So we're going to go ahead and get that started. Alright, so we got this nice little narrowing jig from Leadmine Products. They're on eBay. We're going to go ahead and use it. It's got axle center line, pinion center line's there, axle housing center line, so that you can measure for your correct axle offset, diff center line, and then you can measure for the passenger axle and driver's side axle. Nice little kit. Has the ability to do big and small forwards. Has the pucks for the center section, and lock rings to hold the outsides on. You have to source your own 1.25" 1018 solid cold rolled, but that's not hard. It cost me like less than 35 bucks at the local Core-Mark. Used to be Discount Steel. So the Sonoma uses a 54-inch rear axle, outside to outside. We are going to do that with this. Just going to use the same axle offset. The brake offset for the outside of the axles is common to be 2.5 inch on aftermarket axles. So you take 2.5 inches off both sides. That's 5 inches. So you subtract 5 inches off the 54, you're down to 49. So the housing end to end has to be 49 inches. So we're gonna go center line housing. So from there, we need 24.5 inches on each side, which will give us 49 inches. So if we take our tape measure, just put it in our slot there, and we go out here, we're just gonna mark on both sides, see where we're at. Housing center line. So there's 24.5 and 24.5. That should give us our 49 inches. Perfect. So from housing center line to driver's side is 29 inches. It's not writing down anywhere. 29. Perfect. Oh, sorry, that was passenger side. Driver's side, we are looking at 31.25. All right. So the driver's side, we're gonna have to take out 6 3/4 inches. It has to be removed from there. And then passenger side, we got to take 29 to 24.5 is 4.5 inches out. So now we're just going to take and mark out everything, and we're going to cut our sections out. We'll have to knock the bearing ends out so we can use these. Get these set up in a center section that I have laying around here, and set it up on some jack stands and see what I can do. So I've got everything cleaned up here. Everything's pretty much in place. Cleaned up the surface. I put a gasket on. A lot of people don't do this when they are narrowing their rear end, and depending on the thickness of the gasket, it might not matter, but I'm doing it just because. I've heard good things and bad things. So I got those set up. I shoved the rod through there when I tightened down so that they're good to go. Hopefully I can get this on here. Alright, so that's done. Now I'm going to go ahead and get this bolted on. You got it nice and tight, just like you would have it any other time. I had got a 6-foot bar, just because you never know what kind of rear ends I have to do. So let's go ahead and slide that in. It's got a nice little amount of grease on it right now. Shaft is through. Driver's side on. Passenger side on. All right. Grease out of here. I suppose now I can see how close I am to my measurements. You know, I have the ends on there. See if I'm close to 49 inches or if I gotta adjust. Do this 2 ways. Use a trusty old level. Make sure you actually see what I got going on here. There we go. Use a trusty old level, or you can use a angle finder. Showing we're at 0. Get as close as I can. So I double check here, see, make sure we're right here. As close as we can. I don't know if I got enough wire speed. I just turned up the amperage on this thing because it's quarter inch wall. Okay, so I blow it apart with the tacks the way they are. Measure the rear end. Make sure my actually I gotta blow it apart. So I'll blow it apart. Make sure I like where everything's at. And if I do, great, we'll go ahead and weld her up. If I don't, we gotta adjust it. So stay tuned. All right, so I got the rear end apart so that I could measure the axle. And ends up I am an 1/8 inch off. Probably because I didn't take into account for the blade width or whatever. Passenger side is perfect. 24.5 where it's supposed to be. Driver side I'm off by an 1/8 inch. It's 24 3/8. So, you know, I'm not gonna worry about it. It's close enough, we're good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish welding it up. And then I'll start working on the back brace on it, and now I can measure for axles. I can actually measure for axles right now. Just using this lead mine product. So if I just go ahead and use the markings on there, passenger side and driver side axle, and measure to each end, I can go ahead and get my axle length. Just add 2.5 inches to each side, and you're good to go. Then I can go ahead and order the axles. I'm gonna order QuickTime axles. That's who I got the back brace from too. So the back brace I had hiding over here on my TIG welder. So gonna get that welded on hopefully today too. And then I'm gonna call it a night. Okay, so the back brace is on, everything's welded up. And I just put a lot of heat into that rear end, so I'm gonna leave it jigged up overnight and take it apart in the morning before I work on the, oh yeah, there's a lot of heat in there, before I work on the gears. So that's all done. It'll stay in the jig overnight, cool off. The only place the back brace is not welded is where the vent tube is there, and I will not weld that in there just to be on the safe side. Other than that, she's fully welded, ready to go. So now I already took my measurements for my axles. Get them ordered up here. See, what is it? Driver side 25.25, passenger side 27 5/8. Use that little nifty bracket there. So if you like what you're seeing and want to stay tuned, see what Sonoma's going to do at the track, see what she does on the road, hit that subscribe button. We'll go ahead and keep on moving, and we'll get on the 63 here pretty soon too. Start getting that floor back together and get the wiring taken care of and go from there. So stay tuned and have a good one. We'll catch you later.